Should you sell and move before 2026 or should you wait? Yeah, that's a question I have been getting a lot lately. Homeowners that are concerned, are we making a mistake by moving too soon or are we making a mistake by waiting too long? Well, in this video, I'm gonna break down what exactly is really happening here in the local Southern California, or I should say in the local Inland Empire market, what we can expect going into 2026, and what you really should be considering before making your next move. Let's start with what's changed over the last few years, because if we look back at 2023 up until this year, 2025, the big storyline was what? Skyrocketing mortgage rates. The interest rates were just shooting up. And understandably, it led to many buyers that just kind of pulled back, pulled out of the market, as well as sellers who decided, well, let's pump the brakes on this move.
Let's think about this.
All of which ultimately led to the market really slowing down. But as 2025 has unfolded, we really have seen kind of a reset in the market. I mean, mortgage rates have gradually started to come down. That's helped bring some more buyers. That the demand has started to pick up. It's not insane or anything, but the demand has started to pick back up again. New construction, that's been a very popular option, especially for those that are looking for the step up, move up buyers. That's been a very popular option. Now, the resale market has still been fairly tight. However, that has started to loosen up this year. Hey, real quick, if this is your first time here, my name's Jose and I am your SoCal Realtor. Here we help Inland Empire homeowners sell smart, buy their next home better, and move with confidence. So if you are thinking about making a move, don't hesitate to reach out. My team and I, we're here and ready to help you with your next move. But enough about that. Let's get back to the rest of the video. Make no mistake though, it's the low supply or the low inventory that has kept home prices from really coming down. It's created kind of a floor, if you will. That's what's kept home prices from really coming down or crashing. Maybe there's the best word to use. But that's what's really kept home prices from doing that. Even as we've seen affordability to be a bit of a challenge for many buyers. But that increase in the demand that we are seeing, or really more in the second half of the year, but that increase in the demand that we are seeing, it's not just from first-time home buyers. They're saying, hey, great, rates are getting better, let's jump in the market. It's many homeowners too. They're saying, hey, you know what, it's time, let's do it. Let's get the house on the market. Let's go buy our next home. Let's buy the new home or the big home or maybe the downsized home, whatever it is. But many homeowners are saying, also, it's time, and they're coming into the market. Now, a few reasons that I have been seeing many homeowners do that, saying that, hey, let's do it now rather than waiting until 2026 are, first of all, their equity is strong. Most Inland Empire homeowners are sitting on record levels of equity, which does give you a cushion, and in fact, in some cases, a very nice cushion for your next down payment on your next home, even if you are buying at today's rates. Also, less competition, because with fewer listings on the market, your home has a better chance to stand out right now. Here in the final quarter of 2025, you're not competing with 5 similar homes. They're all selling down the street. And then there's builder opportunities, because yes, many builders are still offering rate buy downs or closing cost help on new construction. But once rates drop some more and the demand picks up some more, those perks, they could shrink. In fact, they could shrink quite a bit. Of course, there are many homeowners that have said, hold on, we're not quite ready to make that move yet. Let's wait until next year and see how things go. And listen, trust me when I say, there are many valid reasons for a homeowner to say that. Such as if you're sitting on a 3% mortgage, or for some, maybe even lower than that, but it can be a little hard to justify trading it for a 6% mortgage. Or maybe while you would like to make a move, your job situation or your family situation, it really hasn't created that need to make the move just yet. Key thing to remember is the fact that there is no such thing as a perfect market. Meaning this, if you're thinking about selling your house because you want to buy a bigger home, or you want to buy a newer home, or maybe you're downsizing and you want to buy a smaller home, or just whatever it is, but if you're thinking about selling in order to buy a different home, then it really doesn't matter if it's a seller's market or a buyer's market, because either way, you're going to benefit on one side and not so much on the other side. Hey, I'm curious to ask, have you been thinking about making a move, about selling your house in order to buy a new home, but you're putting it on hold? You're not quite ready to do that yet. I'm just kind of curious, what's been holding you back? Is it maybe the current mortgage rates? Is it concerns about whether or not you'll find your next home? before you sell your old one? Is it concerns about the market, or is it just something entirely different? But I am kind of curious. Do me a favor, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. One of the biggest risks of waiting until mortgage rates come down more. Quick side note on that, that's exactly what mortgage rates have been doing. In fact, actually, as I'm recording this video, the current mortgage rates, they're about 6.25%. But if they continue to do that, if they continue to drop, obviously we're gonna have more buyers jumping into the market, and when we get more buyers, we get increase in demand. And we get increase in demand, well, we're gonna see home prices get pushed up more. Great news if you're selling, not so much when you're buying. So while you might save money on the interest rate if you do decide to wait, but you could also potentially end up paying more for the house if you decide to wait. So it's kind of like the old saying, I mean, interest rates, they come, they go. I mean, if the rates go down, then refinance, take advantage of the lower rate. But the price you pay for your house, that'll never change. That will always be what you paid for your house. So it's just like timing the market, timing the perfect interest rate, timing everything for, when you make the purchase, that can be pretty tough. But timing your life move, there's something that you can control. So for me, when I do sit down with a homeowner and they're thinking about move, I don't believe the best place to start is, should you sell? I really feel that the best place to start is, what are your goals? Why are we having this discussion?
I like that.
That answer, it could potentially change everything. It could change the timing, it could change the financing, it could change whether you should look at selling first, whether you should look at buying first, whether you should try to line everything up at the same time, whether you should look at new construction. But the sooner you do that, the sooner you start mapping that out, the more options you will have. And just bottom line, the smoother your move will end up being. Even if you're not planning to sell until next year, until 2026, I would still start the prep work now. Start with finding out where's your current home value at, because obviously that's going to play a big part in what you have to work with. And no, I don't mean an online home valuation, although don't get me wrong. I mean, they're a good tool. They'll get you in the ballpark for the value, but unless you're like a year away from being ready to make that move, I wouldn't go there. I would say talk to an agent, get a much more accurate home valuation. Of course, if you do have any questions at all, or if maybe you are thinking about buying or selling, my contact information is below. Feel free to reach out. Otherwise, until then, we'll catch you on the next one.